Hello, it's Nemo, and welcome back to Fictional Friday. First of all, I just want to apologize for not uploading that much this week. There's been a lot of stuff that's been going on in my life, and yeah, things happen. And so, welcome back again to Fictional Friday. It is I, Nemo, and I will be continuing part three of The Messenger. And so, just sit back, relax, lay down, just chill, enjoy yourself because this is for those of us who don't really go out on a Friday night. And so enjoy the story. And so, for a recap of last week's episode of The Messenger, remember we escaped from the house and then we traveled to the old pal's house who invited you to the wedding that happened about 2 months prior, and he helped you out. And he tried to go help you get your camel back, and then at the end of the story, you hit something on your way out of the prison barracks. And what is it? What happened? Alright, so let's get back into this. So, as you escaped from the prison slash barracks, you were running just as your friend had told you. Take a right and then an immediate left. You run outside. There's drapes through the door frame. As soon as you run right past them, you hit something. You fall back on your back. It knocks the wind out of you. You hit your head a little bit, giving you a slight daze. But you know you have to get up and move on. When you open your eyes again, you get sight, your vision back. You see it. Finally, your camel's there. It's hitched on to a post right outside the doors. You untie it, brush its neck a little. You hop on. You know you have to leave the city. You don't want to be caught again. And so, you decide to just go. You give your camel a light kick. Tell him, let's go. And your camel starts galloping away. And then a few guards noticed. Hey, get back here, they call out. But you just simply ignore them and keep going. And then you start thinking, where should I go? How should I exit the city? Where should I go to first? Which city should I inform? Then you just think of your family. I need to warn them. So you decide right then and there to go back to your hometown and warn them of what's to happen. Then you also think of those people from the house that you escaped from. What happened to them? Did you really get away from them? Did they just forget about you? You don't really know, and so you just brush it off. But you decide to take the hole in the wall to exit the city, back in the east side of the city, near the house that you were betrayed. It didn't seem very long ago, yet it felt like forever. So there you are in the north side of the city, needing to head towards the east. Then you hear it again, the guards. Hey, stop. You regain your conscious thoughts. You look back. How far are they? They're still quite a distance away. You can see them, but they still look small just because of how far they are. And you continue on through the city. You decide to go down to the plaza first, going south, but hoping that things don't go south. You want to cut through the plaza. Even though there's a large amount of people, you know how to navigate through a bunch of people. And you're hoping that it'll slow the rest of the guards down. And so you get to the plaza. There's a bunch of people just as expected. It's evening now. The sun's starting to set. People are doing their nighttime runs, they're shopping, buying food for the next day. It's a large gathering of people. Some torches are already being lit just to start lighting up the night sky, or as the sun starts to set. So you keep going. You feel as if the guards who are chasing you are getting a little closer. But you slow down a bit, just so that you can navigate through the crowd a lot easier. There's relatively few guards in this plaza, so you try to just go through them without being noticed too much. But then the guards behind you catch up slightly, but they're still a good 50 meters away. Not too close, but still close enough. They alert the other guards. "Hey, stop that man on the camel," they yell. But it's still hard for the new guards in the plaza to hear them. You're pretty sure. They look quite puzzled, trying to hear what the old guards are saying. After all, the plaza's pretty lively tonight. Then you cut to the left. You're heading to the east now. You're going through some few alleyways back to this path towards the east end. You're making your way through and in between houses. In this town, there's only really houses. No one really has a yard. It's pretty compact. You're making your way through alleys. You're continuing on. You know you're getting closer and closer to that hole in the wall. But also, you know you're getting pretty close to that house you were at. And now you're curious. Do you go back to stop by to see if that friend, that old friend who betrayed you, is there or not? Then you think, you don't have your bag anymore. So what do you do now? Do you continue on without your bag? You just had a meal, but you don't know if your camels had anything. You think to yourself, there's not much in your bag anyway, besides water and a few tools. But you don't know if it's going to be there or not. Now you're just wondering, do I want to get it back? Do I risk it? Then you decide, I'll just take a detour. You go. You cut through a few alleyways. Then you're there at the house. It seems like no one's in it. So you stop real quick. You look behind you. It seems like you've lost the guards, so you quickly hop off your camel, run inside the house. There's no one. There's no one there. At least none that you can see. You run up into the bedroom that you were in. Nothing's there. The bed's still there. You think, man, I was on that bed, tied to it, a prisoner. Go out of that room. You look around to where your friend was when you first met him. You looked at his desk. Under it, you see a bag. It's yours. Quickly, you grab it. You take it. You run down the stairs. As you're running, you sling the satchel over your shoulder. You hop on your camel. You go, you take off. Then you head to the hole in the wall. You're going. There's no one guarding it, as expected. You leave. Now you're heading back home, back to your town. It's a 10-mile trek, but now the sun is setting. You can see a lot of orange, purple, and the blue night sky. The sun is barely peeking over the horizon now. It's getting dark. There's still barely sunlight. You're going now. You have to keep going. You know, the more time you take, the less time each town and city has to prepare. You want to warn yours first. You don't think that the city you just escaped from, you don't think that their army is going to attack quite soon. But still, you must hurry. You're traveling back home now. Then that's when you decide to check your bag. What's in it, you think? You peek into it. Your tools are gone now. Still seems like there's weight to this bag. You check your canteen. Seems like it's still full. At least relatively full. You slow your camel down just a bit. Pull out your canteen. You unscrew it. You take a smell first just to see if there's anything different about it. It seems fine. You take a light swig. You feel it. It's cool. And you think, there's nothing wrong with it. Cool. So you close your canteen and put it back in your bag. You look at your camel. At least what you can see of it right now, since you're on its back. You want to inspect it, just to see if anything's wrong. Nothing seems like it's wrong. Seems perfectly fine to you. And then you just keep going. You're keeping your camel at a steady pace, continuing to gallop through the desert. You're taking the quickest routes you can think of, deciding not to take steep sand dunes just to not waste energy, not to slow down. Your path isn't exactly the straightest path, more along following each and every shallow part of each sand dune. One that will make sure you don't waste too much energy, but at the same time, you're not deviating too far from a linear path. After a little bit, about 30 minutes or so, you come across an image that you haven't exactly seen in a while, especially not on your messaging trips. You see the outline, the silhouette of two camels. You know there's a few people with them, but you can't exactly tell yet just yet. And as you get closer, you notice there's 5 people. You're wondering, where exactly are they headed? So you start approaching them. You're thinking, hopefully they're not heading into the city. You get closer to them. Hey, excuse me. You reveal yourself to them, slow down your camel. Just as you get close to them, you tell them, hey, where are you guys headed to? They tell you that they're going to the city. Then you tell them exactly what happened to you, just in brief summary. Hey, I just came from there. Did you know the city's changed? I got kidnapped and attacked there. They tell you they haven't been there in 3 months. They're going to visit an old friend. They're a bit shocked from what you've told them. So you just wonder, I hope they're going to be safe. But then you tell them, hey, if you're still going to go there, just know that they're there to enslave some people. They want to. There's been a change of leadership there. You notice their expressions change. They go from just this plain, tired look from being in the desert for too long to a look of worry. What are they going to do now? Do they keep going? Do they turn around? What do they do? Then you think of it. You ask them, hey, do you guys want to help me out? You tell them that you think you should warn the neighboring cities. How come no one has known that this city is going to attack and enslave other cities? You tell them, hey, I think it's a good idea if we warn the other cities. But it seems like you guys have been on a journey for quite a while. You ask them where they've come from, and they tell you that they've been on a journey for 25 miles already. They stopped at a different city, one about 7 miles from your hometown. It's about 5 miles from this city, the one that you just escaped from. You tell them, hey, in order to make this quicker, go back to that city and warn them of what's to come. They discuss briefly. They tell you, okay, sure, we'll do it. And so, soon you guys part ways. Then you gotta hurry back. You keep going. Then you're going now, back to your hometown. You know you're going to get back home a lot quicker than it took you to get to the city. You don't think there's gonna be any sign of a sandstorm happening soon. So you quicken your pace again, going to the pace that you know you and your camel can handle. Going over sand dunes, going down some sand dunes, choosing the ones that aren't too steep so you can save time and save energy. After about 2 hours, 2 hours of galloping through this desert, you finally can see your home city. Nothing much has really happened. The weather has cooled down quite some bit. It's dark now, but you can see some lit torches. And so, you've made it. Now you're back in your home city. But you know it's late now. It's late in this night. Most people should be asleep. You think, right as you get to this town's entranceway, you think, who should I tell first? Should I go home first? Should I alert the mayor? What should I do? You decide to go to the mayor's. They're probably asleep now. So you go to the center of town. No lights on, as expected. They should be asleep, it's late now. The mayor's house has doors and windows. So you knock on his door. Excuse me, please open up. No answer. You wait a little bit. You don't think anyone's gonna come. You knock a few more times. A little more urgently. You can hear it. A yawn from beyond the doorway. You get an answer through the door. Who is it? You state your name. It is I, the messenger. There seems to be a problem. So you tell the mayor to let you in, please. He lets you in, lights up a few candles to illuminate the room. Tell him it's urgent. Tell him exactly what's going on with the other city that you escaped from. He tells you not to worry. We will alert the guards immediately. And he tells you there's nothing else you can do. He tells you maybe we need to alert other cities. And then you tell him the other closest city has been alerted, or should soon be alerted because of the people that you met. He tells you, gather other messengers and alert any other cities as soon as possible. And so you agree. He tells you he will alert the city's guards. Gather a small army, because there's not many people in this town to defend itself. So there's not much you can do. You're only a messenger. You're not much of a fighter. So you oblige. Something like that. Go back home. Part ways with the mayor. And so you get back to your house. You finally get to see your family. They're asleep now, but they notice when you get home. So they wake up and they greet you. Wow, you're finally back. I'm so glad you're safe. You fill them in on what happened, and they're worried. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to expect. Is everyone going to be okay? But there's no need to worry, because things will just happen and take their course. Tell them that the mayor has a plan on at least trying to defend the city. And it's all in their hands now. You don't know exactly when or if the other travelers had alerted the other city or even nearby cities, but you just hope for the best. There's nothing else you can do. You're just a messenger. You're not a fighter. You're just there to deliver messages. And so, that's it. You're just hoping for the best. Alright, well, thank you guys for just letting me be this narrator for the story about you being a messenger. And that's it. Thank you for keeping up with these 3 episodes. And sorry for the change of scenery, even though it's like the same scene, but like the lighting's different because my camera died. And yeah. Hope you guys enjoyed the whole story. My first time really like making like a long story. I'm not a writer, by the way. I just kind of think of a story and just a little adventure type of thing. And I hope it just like you guys enjoy it. And if you enjoyed it, great. If you didn't, I'm sorry. I'll try to do better. But, as always, guys, take care of yourself, take care of others, spread love, and peace.